Hey, Kenny here at Waterstone, here to talk about one of the things we really pride ourselves in, and that is our climbing related devices. Not vices, we're talking devices. Everything for going up, going down, hauling up, throwing down, all that sort of stuff. So we're going to start over here, and we carry pretty much all this stuff in our online store as well. So if you can't make it to the shop here at the New, visit us online and check it out there, because we really try to keep all this stuff on there. And we got a lot of it. We've got a bunch of different pulleys, double pulleys, single pulleys, mini pulleys, beefy ones, rescue pulleys, ropes course pulleys, so we've got some good quality stuff there. We also have other work rescue stuff like the petzl-black, which is allows you to have a hands-free rappel device. So, predominantly for rescue situations where you need to work with your hands and stay safe. Also, the lightest little thing, the T-block from Petzl, which is a great little device to carry around with a beaner, and it's nice to have. Beats out using a prusik. Chest ascenders, the Kroll, good one. Little offset action there, so it lays with a chest harness close to your chest. The micro sender and the rescue sender, which are spring-loaded ascenders, one of them on the compact side and one of them on the heavier side. Beefy casing on these things, which gives them a lot more strength versus something like a Gibbs ascender. But some people will use this sort of stuff, and I can't sit here and recommend to you what to use for your self-belay device, but a lot of people will use this type of thing for self-belaying, for top roping, that sort of thing, but you didn't hear that from me. Ascenders, the Petzl ascenders, really comfortable ergonomic grip. The classic, it's been around forever with some updates to the handle and things like that, but a really functional ascender. The BD Enforce, which, with this, get my terminology correct, this linkage here basically helps it release, sliding it up, which makes it flow a little bit better. Fairly new from BD, last year I think that came out. Really nice device. And for the misanthropes in the crowd, we've got self-belay devices, which allow you to, if you really hate people and like to climb by yourself, that's what these things are for. Require a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge about rope work and this sort of thing to use these, but they do work really well. This one works off kind of a seat belt type system where at a certain load it catches. It's got a clutch in there that catches, and you put a clove hitch on here. And so anyway, that's probably the best one out there. It's the most expensive. People really like this one a lot. The Soloist is also used a lot. Rope flows pretty well in this thing. I think you got to be careful with some things like the angle of the rope on this one that you don't have to worry about so much with this one. But once again, that stuff requires proper instruction before you actually use this stuff. I highly recommend you get a lot of experience with this kind of type of thing before you launch off out there and try to kill yourself, because it's dangerous stuff with this rock climbing. And over here we're going to get into some belay devices for the more social people who actually go out with climbers. And you got your Black Diamond ATC, which is pretty much the standard in this type of device. It's hard to get around. It's tried and true. The ATC XP, which has this groove here, extra teeth there, kind of helps hold the rope. Takes a little bit of stress off the belay hand. Nice to have. Nice upgrade from an ATC. You got a couple of plaquette devices, which is more of a guiding tool. This is the Trango B52, the Petzl Reverso, the ATC Guide, which I don't have laying out here, but they are all devices that allow you to not only do things like belay more than one climber at the same time on multi-pitch stuff, but do lots of other things for you. They lock off and that sort of thing, and when the second is flailing around down there. The Gree, another item from Petzl that is absolutely the standard in the industry for this type of device. Lots of functions for this. It can be used in a hauling system. So it's a lot more than just a belay device for sport climbing. So really handy device. Once again, requires instruction. Everyone should learn how to use these things well before you endanger anybody else. Petzl makes a ATC XP little rig called the Verso, which is nice and light, And then of course there's your standard figure 8. The Mammut one looks a little, it's called the bionic figure 8. It looks like something that the Terminator would use if he was a rock climber. And then the Mammut smart belay device is a really high IQ rig there. You know, you got to be smart to use it too. But it's good. It's nice and light. Accomplishes what things like the Trango cinch and the Gree do, but non-mechanically. Anyway, we like that too. And then you got your mini traction and your pro traction. The mini traction, which I'm not seeing one out here, which is a really nice locking pulley type of rig. Some people use that as a top rope solo type of device, which works well. That obviously Petzl's not going to say that that's what they're making it for, but with all these devices, people on their own, at their own risk, can come up with all sorts of creative uses for them. But anyway, the pro traction, which is this one, is a little beefier than the mini traction, and you know, it's a good system. I built a house and had to haul a lot of things, you know, furniture and stuff up to upper decks, and I used a pro traction, a handy device for things other than climbing. And then we're back around to our pulleys. So that's a very long-winded spiel about our devices. So, you know, check them out. It's good stuff.